Welcome back to another Fear Fishing Tips, Tricks, and Other Random Thoughts. Tomorrow is tournament day. CSFL stop number 2 for the Eastern Series on the Tri-Lakes. There's been a lot of people asking questions about what exactly is the Tri-Lake. Well, it's Buckhorn Lake, Shamong Lake, Pigeon Lake are the 3 main ones, and then there's Curve Lake, Big Bald, and Little Bald. Ton of water to cover. I put a ton of pre-fishing in, more pre-fishing for this event than any other one because Shawn and I really need to do well with this event to get points to qualify for the Classic. So tomorrow's the tournament. Today is preparation day. I'm getting ready for tomorrow, and I thought that I would share with you guys some of the stuff I like to do before tournaments. So, because tournament mornings ain't crazy. Tomorrow morning, I'm going to deal with getting the camera equipment ready, loading up Rockstar energy drinks into the Yeti cooler for that everybody gets one at the event. The last thing I want to worry about is fishing equipment. The good thing I have going is that I use Daiwa rods and reels, and I don't have to worry about my rods and reels. All I got to do is get ready for the event. We've done okay pre-fishing. The fish gods are on our side. We are going to do all right this weekend. We're going to need a little luck is what I'm saying. Wednesday I was out. Look at this buzzbait that didn't do any good. I got all my hooks bent over. First thing I got to do, get baits on that have hooks that are going to catch fish. One of the things I like to do before any tournament, peel off about 2 feet of line because you never know what kind of snags or frays or running against rocks or anything. So I'm going to pull 2 feet off. Shawn McCall really likes to throw spinnerbait. I'm going to have 2 chatterbait rods tied up tomorrow. My glass rod that I tied the other day that's got a blue and black chatterbait, and on my 7-1 skipping Tattoo Elite, I'm going to put on a white chatterbait. Quite a bit smaller, something I can throw around docks, something I can cover a little water with. So we're going to fire that on there. Confidence bait right there. White chatterbait, lots of confidence. Second chatterbait rod ready to rock. The other thing I'm going to be using a lot of this weekend, flipping jigs. Be throwing the flipping jig. I'm actually going to set 2 rods up, basically 2 different colors. If you can see that one, that's got the hooks bent over too. That is not going to catch us any fish. So I'm actually making a pile of baits with the hooks bent over for the next event if I need to do that again. I don't really like fishing without hooks, but the fishing is that tough and we got to do this again. I don't have to wreck more jig. So same deal, I'm gonna peel some line off, make sure that there's no frays, no nothing. The 2 jigs I'm going to be using are basically the same color. I'm gonna throw a black mini jig with purples in the skirt, and I'm going to throw straight black with no purple in the skirt. Tie these on. So I got my black mini jig tied on here, ready to rock and roll. And as you can see, got crazy thick weed guard. If I was fishing, let's say the Otonabee River, I'll leave quite a bit of weed guard on, but since tomorrow I'm going to be just flipping weed, the first thing I'm going to do is take half that skirt and trim it completely off, right to the head. So I got half a skirt. Then I'm going to take half of that and trim it on an angle towards the hook. So now I'm left with a little less. Then I'm going to finish it off by trimming on an angle from the hook up. So there isn't a whole lot of weed guard left there. I am going to get some weed on there, but with the way those fish have been biting really subtly, I'm going to make sure I get good hooks in. The other thing with my soft plastics, I'm not going to put any chunks or anything on those baits till tomorrow morning right before the event. But what I am going to do is I got a Ziploc bag full of the chunks that I want to use this weekend. Ashton thinks it's lucky to use the Star Wars bag, so we're using the Star Wars bag. These chunks have no scent on them, freshly poured. I'm going to take my spray, my garlic spray it in the bag, seal that up because that is absolutely potent, and I'm going to let these cook for the next 24 hours. And in the hustle and bustle of everything, if I forget to spray my jig, my trailers are going to cover that job. So there's another thing, night before, getting stuff ready so that it's super easy to prepare tomorrow is huge, key. Next job, we gotta put another jig on. We're gonna change some leader material on our spinning gear. Right here, I got a fresh leader on here, but I'm going to check every leader and every knot. The thing that I don't like about knots is when they get that little puffiness. I don't like that. So, scissors, trim that leader. I know this leader's material is good because I just tied it when I left the other day. And we're gonna fire down a double uni knot, trim my tags, and of course, since the other day I was fishing these with no hooks, that's just a Senko tied on an O-ring, we're gonna need a hook. Senko fishing, I like to use a simple circle hook, nothing fancy, 2-aught, tie that on there. I'm using 8-pound fluorocarbon. Really excited for the new Daiwa fluorocarbon leader material to come out. Just came out at diecast yesterday. Hopefully we'll have some very soon. Tie that on, trim my tag, and throw that dirty old Senko back on there. The other thing I'm using tomorrow, because it is going to be windy, is a 1/32 ounce weight to a bobber stop. And there you go. That fish isn't gonna stand a chance if he grabs a hold of that. The last rod and reel I'm going to use tomorrow that I need to change is in the house. I'll be right back. Frog rod. Going to change up my frog. I noticed the other day they'll take a frog but they don't want to slam a frog. So peel off a couple feet of line is downsize my frog. I'm going to take my hollow belly frog off. I'm going to tie on a popping frog. I'm going to move it a lot slower, but it's got a smaller body profile. Hopefully those fish are going to suck that in. The other thing I'm going to do with my frog after I tie it on is trim those legs. We talked about this before. If the fish are hitting like they are right now, they may come up and just grab a hold of these legs, and that means they're not getting any hook. So I'm going to trim on an angle one side, and I'm going to trim the other side just a hair longer, and that is going to help me walk the dog. If I get a blow up, I cast it back. Not only is this bugger gonna pop, but it's going to walk the dog. So all I've done with my frog is made it a lot smaller profile, which is gonna make it a lot easier for that bass to take. Other things I like to have ready before tournament day, extra pliers, extra scissors, all out in the open. We got a ton of jack links because I hate stopping during a tournament to eat a sandwich or something. I just throw these down. Lots of food. Baby wipes, because you just never know when you're going to need those. And other than that, a couple more rods to retie. Basically going to throw the other jig on and get everything ready for tomorrow. I wanted to make this video to show you guys what, you know, it's not only pre-fishing, filming, editing, but there's also a ton of changing leader lines, changing flipping jigs. I always like to start a tournament off with new flipping jigs. Never know, a little like bend at the end of a hook or something like that can go a long way, especially when you're fighting for points to make that classic. Make sure if you watch this Saturday or Sunday, tune into the CSFL Facebook page. You can watch the live weigh-in. You'll be able to watch the vlogs from the event. I gotta tie these rods up. I'm gonna go out for dinner with Amber tonight, and then tournament time tomorrow. I'm excited. We need a little luck from the fish gods, but I think we're gonna do all right. We're gonna get 5 each day though. That's start one. Hope you guys tune in, and let's see you soon.